Virginia boys and friends for life. David Wright has brought his show from the Big Apple in New York City here to Arizona. Meantime, his very good friend and elite big league slugger, Mark Reynolds, is back home. These two teams go head-to-head right now. And what a matchup we have when we come back home. Yes, both teams need to get it back on track, but a couple of all-stars like Wright and Reynolds front and center on Fox Sports Arizona. It's been a long time coming, but these boys are home and they do battle against the New York Mets. First up, we are so glad to be home, we don't know how to tell you. He's Mark Grace. My name is Darren Sutton. That's what the smile is all about. Now, I'm sure earlier today there wasn't a smile for Chris Young. It's been a year in which he has been below 200 all season long. He is not reaching his expectations. Today it was announced he's sent down to AAA Reno.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's just been a long season for Chris Young, and it just got a little bit longer. He's on his way to Reno. There's a lot of things he needs to dig himself out of, Darren Sutton. He's been in a hole all season long, and you could start to see in his body language that he was starting to really, well, maybe even start to give up on things, and that's the worst thing that can happen as a baseball player, when you start doubting yourself, and he was starting to do that.
Meantime, no doubt, confidence is rising high for Mark Reynolds. As a matter of fact, he went out on the road and playing in 9 games, homered 8 times in 9 games, but also had a boatload of hits as well.
Well, Darren, I told you this yesterday on the plane coming back, was the last time I saw something this spectacular was the year that Sammy Sosa hit over 60-some-odd home runs for the Chicago Cubs back in 1988. He's on an even bigger pace since the All-Star break. 11 home runs in 13 games. This guy has put on a show that really nobody else has put on quite this year.
Those 11 home runs in 13 games, isn't it interesting that one man has that many home runs? That's the New York Mets. That's how many home runs they have in the same amount of time the New York Mets have come to town. Certainly enjoying this. Mark Reynolds getting ready before the game. This is what we're talking about. It's incredible. Same as a team.
Yeah, and what he's also doing, he's not only just hitting the home runs, Darren, but he's also getting plenty of hits. He's drawing plenty of walks. He's got his batting average at 290, along with the 36 home runs. He's driving in runs. He's got 80 RBIs. He's scoring runs. He's just doing it all. And you know what else he's doing pretty well? He's playing an awfully good third base.
Playing an awfully good third base, leaving third base locked up. Second base was open for a while after the trade of Felipe Lopez, but you know what? We saw it on this trip. Ryan Roberts, brand new dad, Augie Ojeda, a veteran in many ways, are doing the job together.
And that's what it's all about. And that's why these guys are coming together as a team. Whoever's name is called that day or that night, whoever's playing second base, they're going out and they're doing a terrific job. Augie got a bunch of hits this road trip, and when Ryan Roberts was in town, boy, he was hitting home runs as well. He even got some votes for Player of the Week.
We missed you, Arizona. We are so glad to be back home. Don't want to go back out on the next road trip. No. We're certainly glad to be hanging out with you.
Not going.
Doug Davis, of course, on the mound tonight. He has been on a roll his last 3 outings. Mark McClune will talk about that. Yeah, that's right. Big Mac joins us. Ball brought to you by APS, the official power partner of the Arizona Diamondbacks, and by Southwest Airlines. They're ready when you are. Go to southwest.com, grab your bag. It is on.
And welcome back to Chase Field in downtown Phoenix. Mark McClellan with you from the Diamond Club. Doug Davis currently getting loose for tonight's start down in the bullpen. Now, Mel Stoudemire Jr. saying before the game he's pretty much resigned himself to the fact that Doug Davis will have a sloppy bullpen before a start. We take a look live inside the bullpen. Stoudemire Jr. saying that Doug kind of needs to go out and figure things out the first couple of innings, and when he does, he's been downright dynamite. Take a look at his last 3 starts and take a look at the first 3 innings in relation to the 4 innings after that. The ERA is cut in half and the opponent batting average drops after that. Also, the walks are down significantly. Stoudemire Jr. is working with Doug Davis to be more aggressive early so he can get into a flow, and you can see that front arm move with that front foot. When we come back, it's the first pitch. Darren Sutton and Mark Grace have the calls. The D-backs try to mess with the Mets. The first of 3 from downtown Phoenix, and it's next on Fox Sports Arizona.
Maybe. Peeking in, a very tough start for these New York Mets on this road trip in San Diego. Losers of 3 of 4 in the San Diego gorgeous ballpark there. And you can see what Jerry Manuel has done. Let's take a look at his starting lineup again. It's injured. It's injured a lot. It's brought to you by Blimpie. Angel Pagan did hit a grand slam against the D-backs in New York. Luis Castillo, all-star David Wright. Jeff Francoeur more comfortable in New York. But we'll explain. Tatis, Murphy, Santos, new Met Anderson Hernandez, and Mike Pelfrey is on the mound. 33-year-old left-hander born in Sacramento, California, Doug Davis. Last 3 starts, the team is 3-0. His ERA is 1.89 last 3 times out.
Well, Doug Davis coming off a very good start again.
Underway in downtown Phoenix with strike 1 to Angel Pagan. And again, thank you for inviting us into your living room tonight.
After some tough luck early this year, Doug Davis putting a couple of wins on the board now, starting to stack wins.
There's that cut fastball in on the hands, a little lollipop flip on over. And in time for the out, he made a pitch with a cutter there. Let's take a look at the Diamondbacks defensively. Trent Olchin, Gerardo Parra, Alex Romero. It's Reynolds, Drew Ojeda, and Tracy on the infield. And then behind home plate, Miguel Montero. Guys at this point still wearing name tags. Hi, my name is Trent. My name is Gerardo. My name is Alex. Nice to meet you. And saying hello to one another each and every day. But the other word you think of when you see that, and we say it in jest obviously, is a single word, and it's opportunity. What are you going to do with the opportunity?
And Will Bundy having to tell these guys, yeah, I know you haven't been around a long time. I got to move you in, move you back, left and right as well. And that's the thing, when you're inexperienced in the outfield, as the Diamondbacks are, obviously talented, but inexperienced, you really don't know the opposition. You don't know really who Luis Castillo is because you've never played against him. You don't know where to play him.
Luis takes up and away, 2-1 the count. You saw Doug throw that fabulous cut fastball to get Angel Pagan. He is primarily a cut fastball pitcher. Throws a fastball as well, a straight fastball. You get to the point where he is about 3/4 fastballs. One variety or another, as that one is pounded foul. The curveball is a very important pitch, and then the changeup as well. This doesn't tell you anything but the breakdown percentage. But it's always interesting with a guy like Doug to say, yeah, he's a fastball pitcher. That's really all he throws, about 3/4 of the time. In on the hands, that one is sliced. That's a foul ball. Foul ball.
And that was about 2-3 inches away from being a triple. Castillo can fly. He and his shoes took that thing the other way, just outside the line. C.B. Buckner, the first base umpire, right. Whoa!
Boy, those are some kicks. I'll tell you that right now. You brought it up, I think, on this last road trip when we saw Lastings Milligan. I think you were right on the money. He is now a member of the Pirates. That those shoes as well look like something that veteran and longtime third sacker Matt Williams would wear.
Without a doubt, I'm sure Matt is very proud right now, smiling, grinning ear to ear as that one slapped foul again down the right field line. And I'll be the first to say, and all due respect to Luis Castillo, those shoes are officially terrible.
How's David Wright doing on deck? You know, he's an all-star like Castillo.
Nope,
a little black and white.
Yeah, like an all-star should.
The 2-2. Nice job blocking that one up by Miguel Montero. Now you think about the outfield, and we were talking about it a moment ago. You think about Connor Jackson, Eric Burns, and Chris Young, and Justin Upton. That was the outfield coming out of spring training.
Yeah.
None of them are on the roster tonight. There he is. Rusty Ryle is here. And it's good to see. What an opportunity for Ryle, playing down in AAA and arriving. Has played a lot of second base, but this is a guy that, as anybody when they first get to the big league will say, all play anywhere. He has played left field. He has played second, third, and short. Oklahoma State University 14th round pick in 2005. An organizational player. Line drive center field and landing on a hot Parra.
That was a big time at bat right there by Castillo.
You bet it was.
He was work dug and work dug. Finally got something in the middle of the plate and rips it right back up the box. Nearly handcuffed Parra, but he stays on first base.
9-pitch at bat. Now David Wright. 323. Homer's certainly down. 855 driven in. 23 stolen bases. And look at that on base percentage. 414. Curveball and a dandy for strike one.
And that just sends a message right there to David Wright that I can throw the breaking ball for a strike in any time I want. And now, if you're David Wright, you don't know if another curveball is coming or a fastball or what. And you can see it just made that fastball, which was 82 miles an hour, look like it was about 95.
82 up. A little bit of cut to it. Nothing spectacular. No balls and 2 strikes to count. Plan to pull in the infield a couple of steps. Outfield very deep for Wright. And Davis drives Castillo back to the bag. David was just 3 for 16 in San Diego. And much like Mark Reynolds now with the burden he bears. As he goes, so go the New York Mets. And because of that, they lost 3 of 4 to the Padres. Wouldn't chase high. A ball and 2 strikes to count. We brought with us, by the way, back home from New York, the conversation that we were able to have with David and Mark Reynolds. We'll have pieces of it throughout this series as well. Doug just hangs right over the line of legality, if you will, with that leg.
It's a good way of putting it. Rarely gets called for a balk. Very few in his career, but it's close.
A mile high into left center field. Let's watch Parra and Olsen communicate. Parra says, "I've got this," and Trent goes behind him. That's the other part of it there. Look, that's a simple fly ball for a major league outfielder, even a AAA outfielder. But they will communicate, I think, more visibly than we would see with a Jackson, an Upton, and maybe a Young in the middle. They kind of have more instinctual communication.
Well, sure. Gerardo Parra speaks very little English. It's all Spanish. And then, of course, you've got Olsen, g'day, mate,
yep,
with a very deep Australian accent. So I would imagine the communication's interesting.
I mean, you could see Parra there, clearly the quarterback in that play. If that's Chris Young coming over in front of Connor Jackson, he doesn't even let him know. He just goes and catches it. He had that glove out. I got this one. So you'll see a little bit more of the elementary stuff, I think, with these three. Jeff Francoeur. He was talking about Doug Davis when he walked in the door this afternoon. Is he going to pitch me away, away, away? Is he going to throw me those cutters in?
He wasn't calling him names or anything.
No. He actually has a lot of respect for the way Doug his job and the way he goes about his business. The count is no balls and 2 strikes. Waving him off.
Took the glove out, exactly. And the center fielder always has the right of way. All you youngsters, there's Low Bundy again. Come on, Alex. Come on in, not so far. Always coaching.
Curveball is outside.
Good group of coaches on this staff for A.J. Hinch. All these guys constantly reminding, constantly coaching, grilling it into their heads until it's just second nature. In other words, they're coaching.
Absolutely. Well, Jeff was asking me, Francoeur that is, before the game, what do you think, Sutton? I said, don't ask me, my friend. He said, I don't know. You stayed away the whole time. Backdoor cutters and curveballs. Well, he's seen a steady diet of in now. He's an interesting young man to talk to. Long-time Atlanta Brave, Atlanta native. Curveball, pokes down. Foul ball as it rolls around out there.
That's a couple of batters that are really taking Doug Davis almost trying to just swat it the other way, not trying to pull that cutter. It's not a bad idea against Doug Davis. Sometimes Doug is difficult to hit the other way if you're right-handed because he likes to bully you in with that cut fastball, stay right on your belly button. The thing about Francoeur is he's a free swinger, rarely walks. Don't necessarily have to throw him strikes to get swings.
The other thing about Francoeur, and we will get his perspective tonight, he had a couple of years into the big leagues and was sent down to the minor leagues while he struggled. Sound familiar, folks?
Sounds very familiar. It just happened today.
And he will share his thoughts on that subject as well as he rolls that one foul. Chris Young, if you did not know it, was sent down to Reno, the AAA affiliate for the Arizona Diamondbacks. You saw Rusty Ryle a moment ago, but Francoeur experienced the same thing. They wanted him to get himself right a couple of years back. Asked he did if he could go to Mississippi then, which is Double-A. Just feeling more comfortable with one of the hitting coaches there. The staff went to Double-A. Well, ended up staying there for 3 days. That won't be the case with Chris Young.
Not at all. And Rusty Ryle, unfortunately for me, another young man, a long line of I played against his dad.
2-2 the count. There they are, all the kids that you've played against their dads.
Well, I didn't play against Mr. Weitzel.
No?
But I did play against Mark Ryle. Not a bad hitter. He was with the Phillies when I was playing for him. He could hit the long ball.
2-2. Francoeur belts it. And the move is good. He puts it away. A lot positive to talk about. They would have liked to have come home better than 6-4. Let's take a look at AJ's starting lineup. Brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Steven, Trent Olchin, the Australian, Gerardo Parra, and Mark Reynolds. Miguel Montero, Chad Tracy, Alex Romero. Augie had a great trip, and Double D bats ninth. Michael Allen Pelfrey also, like Ryan Roberts, a brand new papa, goes to the mound. 8-7, a 4.75 ERA. His last outing, because of the daddy day, being with his wife, was on the 2nd day of August against these Diamondbacks. He was a loser in that game, going 5 innings, giving up 3 earned runs. Those two guys not sleeping.
Not at all. And loving every minute of it.
0-1 the count to Stephen Drew. Drew had 8 hits in the 9 games that he played on the trip. He was one of the guys who was a little bit more quiet. Hit 195. He did have 7 RBIs, including a 3-run homer. He takes away from Pelfrey. Fastball, slider, those are the prominent pitches, an occasional curveball and change. He likes to move it. He wants you hitting it on the ground. A good fastball. We'll take a look at how he breaks.
He throws a lot of fastballs.
He goes hard. There you go. I mean, 80%.
He just relies on movement. He pitches to contact, like we like to say. Tries to get the ground ball. Tries to keep it around the knees. Once that ball starts to elevate, he becomes a lot more hittable. He left one there to hit. Stephen Drew fouled it.
After his outing in New York, very critical of himself. I mean, really coming out and saying, my stuff is too good. I'm not taking advantage of who I am.
He said, I need to be better.
That's exactly right. But Stevens spun off of that one, pops it up. Anderson, Tatis, and Fernando Tatis is there to make the play for the out. Well, if you haven't heard about Trent Olchin yet, here's a quick bring you up to date. This is his major league debut. He singled, stole a couple of bags, tied up the game, and the team eventually won with a homer in his major league debut. Then this is yesterday against J.D. Martin. As he digs into the box, men at work, and down under. And he takes a strike. Waited a long, long time. As he told us, 9 years, blood, sweat, and tears. So he didn't mean for it to rhyme, but that's exactly what it was. That pitch is away, 1-1 the count. 26 years old, born in Sydney, Australia, came to the United States when he was 18 years old. Father born in the United States, and then obviously in Australia, as that one play is made at the shoe tops by Angel Pagan. Let's take a look at the Mets defensively, as he had him out front there. Tatis, Pagan, and Francoeur. Then it is Wright, Hernandez, Castillo, Murphy, Javier Santos works behind home plate. There's a lot wrong about who is out there, but there's a lot right about that man. The disabled list is loaded up. He's not on it. Carlos Beltran is. Carlos Delgado is. JJ Putz is on that. Jose Reyes is on the DL. Billy Wagner on the disabled list. It is a who's who. But the tough part for these Mets, 59 and 52, is that the clock's ticking. You may, in fact, get some of these names back, but will it be too late?
Yeah, when you're 7 games under 500, that's just tough to come back in the last 2 months. As that was right past par at 93 miles an hour. Yeah, par. Ooh, a little quicker than I anticipated.
On May the 31st, the Mets were 28 and 21, 1/2 game out. This year, they have missed a total of 879 games.
Ouch.
Only the Padres have missed more. That's the stuff he's talking about. Parra had a great trip. Telfer just blew him away.
We remind you to see your surroundings. Here's Answer from batting over the long ball.
There's been such a buildup for an 80s night. That's Saturday night. You know, it's not like it's tomorrow night or Wednesday afternoon. It's Saturday. And our text poll to get you warmed up for 80s night, 36929, your favorite 80s TV show. Cosby, Dallas, Cheers, or Miami Vice?
C. Cheers.
Cheers. So that one is low. 1-0 the
for
count.
me, it's not even close.
Really? Now, I'm going to go with E, Silver Spoons.
That was a great show.
The 1-0. Look at that cut fastball over the outside corner. Fabulous pitch, 1-1. He had that train in his living room.
Silver Spoons?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Punky Brewster.
Change up. Hey, don't forget, by the way, Saturday against the Dodgers, wear your best 80s outfit. 602-514-8400. Visit dbacks.com. Telecast, by the way, will be 80s themed, focusing on the great decade. Baseball in the 80s as well. Certainly, that's why we're here, and it ought to be a lot of fun on Saturday night. Bouncing ball. Mark Reynolds shoots it on across, and in time for the out. Our Arrowhead Brown & Brown and Superstition Spring Chevy dealers, key to the game. Break the punji. Break the punji.
Huh?
Well, this one comes. We just got back home, and the truck's been contributing a lot. You have, I have. Matt Williams did on the road. And so we came on back home. Pitch up and in. Not a bad idea. 1-0 the count.
Is that like when you're wishing like the team good luck, like break a leg? Is that like a bone in your leg or something?
No.
You're telling them, get out there and break a leg, Diamondbacks. Go win a ball game. That's not bad. As that one's driven to deep center, but it's deep out there as well. And Gerardo Parra puts it away. Is that what that is? Like, just go on, Diamond, get out there and break a leg.
No, that's actually not it.
Catcher number 9.
That's not it. You know what it is? I am told, by the way, this comes from our senior booth producer in charge because he did not travel on the trip. Will be with us on this next trip, so he won't be welcome at that point. But Scott Snyder, this is his key to the game. Break the punji.
Well,
0-1 the count to Homer Santos.
I have zero idea what that could be, but
here's what it is. I'll tell you exactly what it is. The punji is a wind instrument, a snake charming instrument.
Oh,
almost
like over
looking like a flute, almost.
Like you get the cobra out of the basket.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
That's a punji?
Yes, it is. And the Mets, in their last 15 games here in the great state of Arizona, in this ballpark, the Diamondbacks, the Snakes, the Diamondbacks.
Okay. They're starting to tie it in.
They are 13-2 here. 13-2.
Oh, okay. 1, 2, 3. No punji there.
That's exactly right.
Scott Snyder's terrible year continues.
Not a bone in your leg. Not a bone. Reynolds, that is, in batting practice, and a lot of you folks aren't able to make it out early. Well, he was doing it again today. I mean, you name it, and he hit it there. Of course, out onto the pregame set and into Friday's Front Row Sports Grill. Just shrinking ballparks. We see it on the road all the time. Watch where this ball lands. Up into Fridays.
He's going to get a lot of that.
You said that a lot.
That comes with hitting home runs. That comes with the territory. Albert Pujols, he gets pitched inside as well. And that's
Wright waited for it. Wright waited to play it because of the bat, the dangerous weapon that was flying towards him. And because of that, Reynolds got a base hit.
Well, Reynolds does use a maple bat, and it just becomes a weapon. And there's just nothing David Wright can do right there. He's got to. And anybody that says take one for the team better just rethink that. No, you don't take one for the team. David Wright had to let the dangerous maple bat go helicoptering by so he doesn't get killed. The good news is for Mark Reynolds, that's a base hit.
His manager was addressing that fact before the game, not the bats. We're going to let you address it over the next couple of weeks, Gracie. With some of the in-depth features that you have working on that subject, but he was talking about the non-home runs for Reynolds. Everyone talks about the homers, but we noticed, there he goes, take it off, the throw now. Mark Reynolds has stolen out. And for Mark, that is stolen base number 21. Worth the price of admission.
What a great jump he got on Pelfrey. Santos throws pretty well, and he made a good throw, but really not even close. Reynolds in there easily. So a little infield hit has now turned into a double. He might not be done yet. We've seen him take third a few times this year.
Well, they come in baskets, there's no doubt. We remember South Florida earlier this year, in which he had 4 in one game. That one is fouled back to the screen. But AJ was speaking of Mark, and something you and I talked about right after the All-Star break. Mark had a series in which it seemed like all he was getting, Texas leaguers, pop flies that dropped in, ground balls through the hole, and you and Matt and even Candy talked about it, and especially you, the fact that as that one is in, that's okay. That's good.
Great hitters get that. You know, we talk about the great hitters in the game. Ichiro. I mean, Ichiro is a great hitter, but they're not all line drives. I mean, there's plenty of bloops, there's plenty of broken bats, and there's plenty of Miguel Montero climbing them down the left field line to score Mark Reynolds.
All the way around he comes. Miguel Montero with an RBI. Good to hear the fans cheering for the Diamondbacks back home after a week and a half out on the road. Arizona leads it 1-0.
We were worried about that Kunji. But Mark Reynolds gets a base hit, steals second. What a beautiful piece of hitting right there by Miguel Montero. Just swats it over there to the left side. They were playing him to pull. By the time Fernando Tatis gets it in, Montero switches places with Mark Reynolds, and it's a 1-0 ball game.
Now batting first baseman number 18, Chad Tracy.
Miggy on the trip had 9 hits, hit 265 on that trip, and he had started to hit the wall a little bit. 9 for 42, 214, so good to see him using the whole ballpark. There's that movement on a changeup as that one drops over the outside corner. 0-1 the count. 36 home runs. 21 stolen bases now. That one is away, and we say it with regard to Mark, not to put any pressure or undue expectations on it, but some of the things he's been doing lately, the pace that he is on, no one in the history of the game has ever hit 50 homers and swiped 30 bags in a season. That one has popped up. His manager, Mark Reynolds, that is, A.J. Hinch, speaking of the non-homers, the singles that we might be overlooking before the game.
It's the at-bats that he's not hitting the home runs that are becoming more impressive. When he hits a home run, they'll go as far as anybody in baseball. But the games where he doesn't hit homers, or the at-bats that he doesn't hit home runs, he's racking up his fair share of hits. And that's been impressive. I've seen him go the other way at times, and I've seen him, really wait out the pitcher and draw his fair share of walk. His walk totals are better as well. So his overall approach at the plate has improved.
In that 12-inning ball game on getaway day in Pittsburgh, Mark Reynolds lined back to the mound, doubled in a run, homered, singled, struck out, walked, and hit a sacrifice fly in the 12th inning. And that's what he's talking about. It's not anymore just strikeouts and homers. And on the fifth, long run, and over to make the play out there is Tatis. Now, he still will strike out.
Well, of course. But he's not striking out at the clip that he was earlier this year. First half of this season, he was on pace to break his own strikeout record. I think he's off that pace now. Slightly.
Well, there's no doubt. And if he does, though. You know?
He no longer cares. And you know what? He's probably having, well, in all of baseball, maybe the second, maybe third best year in all of baseball. And it hasn't just been since the All-Star break. It's the entire year.
Well, and that's why we showed you that, folks, in the open. And it was a great idea. It was talking about as the other part about it that's interesting is he always seems to be doing that, visiting the trainer, playing hurt, which is admirable. Augie Ojeda has walked. The ranks. Now, this is not last couple of weeks. This is not the first half or the second half. This is this year. So there you have it. The National League Player of the Week. I wonder how they landed upon Mark to win that award.
Shocked.
Mark Davis, you didn't just drive it out. Did you? Oh, you did! Run, Dougie! Up front now, Augie Ojeda streaking all the way around. Davis takes advantage. A two-run stroll. Do it, Double D! And thank you, Angel Pagan.
Oh, Doug just flips it out there right off the handle. It might get down. It might get down. Pagan the dive with 2 outs. And Doug Davis flying around the bases. Misses second. Up. Got to go back and get it, Doug. Atta boy. You just stay right there at second. No need to go to third. Boy, nice job of helping himself.
3-0. Arizona leads it. Double D with a double and a couple of RBIs there.
And he was getting a ration of it over in the dugout. That's all right. That's 2 RBIs and a 3-run lead.
He's out there playing. Yeah. They're watching.
Give it to me all you want,
That's
guys.
exactly
I'll take
right.
it.
I can't quite hear you from second base where I'm standing after I hit my double. Stephen Drew takes it. Steven popped out to left. Middle of the diamond.
Not a chance.
Oh, no.
Not a chance.
Stephen Drew with the single.
That was one of the easiest decisions Chip Hale's had to make all year long. Just go ahead and hold him right there, Chip. Good move. Even third base umpire Brian Gorman give it to him. Brandon Webb, Dan Heron. No way. Don't you even think of sending me there.
They're going to talk things over, a visit to the mound. Good to see Brandon Webb smiling. And I know you guys saw it on the pregame show. It looked like he just got poked by a pen. That's the scar. Run in there and clean things up. A couple of months he'll be throwing again. Not better than seeing one of those old zippers that we've seen before on others.
Back when I played, or back in the dark ages of medicine, sports medicine.
The 1-0 to Trent Olchin. Bouncing ball right is there. Doug Davis drove in a pair. You know what? You drive in a pair. There's nothing to laugh about. No. There's nothing funny.
Laughing with him, not at him.
You just get that shoulder better.
hopefully get the sutures out tonight, but I got 3 of those. But you know, all went well. I guess as well to be expected when you go in to do that. There was no repairs that need to be done that he found, and you know, so that's always good. So the recovery should be, you know, a lot faster than if you know, something was majorly wrong.
That was Brandon before the game. You saw the point there at the area, peeled the sleeve up. And here's hoping that everything is as expected. Doug?
See how he does after that journey around the bases, Darren Sutton.
Was thinking the exact same thing. The 0-1. That one misses away. 1-1 the count. 3-0 the score. The Diamondbacks lead it. Shoots that one. That one is foul and nearly into the seats. Fans down there bringing their gloves, trying to make the play as the ball sails into the seats. Now, remind you, we're back home, folks. And I lean on my broadcast partner, but I'll occasionally help out as well. We are looking to sign some ball players, get some contracts away.
Absolutely. Give some tickets away.
You get a contract, you get 4 free tickets, and I mean good seats down below. And also discount.
Not out there where I sit.
No. There we go. Up 82 miles an hour. Got the swing and a miss. As a matter of fact, we just received from the home office a copy of the contract. And you can see that we received the 4 tickets, a 30% discount. There you go. So bring your glove when you come to the ball game. And by the way, we hope to see you during this homestand.
We were called top scouts there. Did you notice that, Darren Sutton? I wholeheartedly agree.
And the boss has allowed us to become top scouts, not for, you know, the team that plays on the field, but for
the fans.
The fans.
Right.
That's exactly right, and we appreciate that.
There's the boss.
Now the other part of it is there has to be some video evidence.
Yeah, we can't just take your word for it.
No. If you say, boy, I made a great catch.
Roland Heeman and the rest of the scouts. Always looking for waiver wire deals.
Did he pull his hand back or did it get his hand?
I think it may have got a piece of his hand. Let's hope it didn't, because that's his pitching hand. He's kind of flexing it a little bit. I think it got a piece of that meat hand.
Center fielder.
Maybe the tip of it. What do you think?
He pulled it back too late, but it might have missed it. As if to say, I see a guy behind me who's perfectly positioned to make a clean play on this one, but it was already by him. Angel Pagan against Doug Davis. That pitch is away.
Remember the skate save by Dan Herron the other night in Washington, D.C. Who's Washington get to beat tonight?
They're off.
Oh.
The commissioner gave him a day off. They're just playing too good.
I'm just going to say it before you do. How about Big Adam Dunn?
I tell you, I can't get enough of that guy. I miss him already.
We had a good time with him in D.C. and also my old manager, Jim Riggleman. High strike there to Angel Pagan.
You called it with Big Adam Dunn, the big fella. 2-1 the count. And he pulls the hand back again.
Get it out there, Doug.
Attaboy,
You got a
Doug.
second baseman there, son.
Albert Pujols tonight is 0 for 2 without a long ball. Mark Reynolds is due up right after this. By the top 3 power Chevy dealers in the Valley, Arrowhead, Brown & Brown, and Superstition Springs. And by Triple Hop Brewed, Miller Lite. Great taste, less filler. Good to be back home here at Chase Field after a long, long road trip back east. Gerardo Parr to lead things off. Mark Reynolds waits on deck. Strike 1 to Parr. Parra was pretty much blown away his first time up, but he was not blown away on the trip. In 10 games played, he had 18 hits, hitting .419 as that one runs in. Do our best to remind you what each and every ball player did on the trip, because they've got another one coming up right around the corner. Pitch up, offered at a slider that was high and up in the zone. Yes, the Diamondbacks, I think, are really cherishing the opportunity to enjoy an off day Thursday at the end of this series. It's a day game on Wednesday against the Mets. And A.J. Hinch and his boys will host the Dodgers over the weekend. Then it's 1 game in Atlanta, 3 games in Philadelphia, 3 games in Houston, 3 games in San Francisco. So they just get home and get a chance to kiss their wives and hug their kids.
And pack again.
Pack again. Run over to the dry cleaners.
I did that today.
That's exactly what goes on. We wish it was longer. And twice Parra has been blown away by Pelfrey. We'll see if he gets the last laugh. What a Geico quote coming from Miguel Montero on Mark Reynolds. He gets in the box and you say, okay, he's going to change the game. I don't even think if he's going to strike out because his approach is so good. Miguel Montero talking about Mark Reynolds. What a compliment. My teammate's going to change the game.
Going right back in. Or at least he tried to. And like we said, Mark Reynolds is getting that reputation now. We can't let this guy get extended. We got to live inside. And a lot of pitchers just aren't comfortable pitching inside for strikes, Darren Sutton. So what that's going to mean is a lot of, well, like this, 2-0 counts, 3-1 counts. That's going to be a lot of ball 4s as well.
Hot shot. His good buddy just took extra bases away. David Wright was ready. Both of them trying not to look at one another. You can just feel it. Now Reynolds eyeing him all the way back to the dugout.
That's a really nice play right there by the tremendous athlete, David Wright.
They just caught each other's eye. You just saw the tail end of it. That happens, doesn't it, Grace? You had good buddies you played against.
Sure. And even strangers. That was driven to deep center.
Montero watches it fly. Off that roll off the padding. How far does it go? Well, Miggy's thinking, oh, off on the egg ground. There he goes in the third. That's what happens when you miss a cutoff, man.
That one is driven right off the middle of the center field wall, about 410 feet away. And by the time Pagan gets it in, Miguel never taking his eye off. Okay, well, now the ball gets away. Now just cruising to third base. So that'll go as a double and an error.
That's exactly right. An error in the center fielder, and Pagan is, simply put, been scuffling out there in center. Chad Tracy fights that off. It's in. 4-base hit and an RBI. With 2 outs, mind you. 2 outs, Chad Tracy. I tell you, if you're pulling for anybody, it's this guy. Chad Tracy.
Chad Tracy, after popping up his first time up, gets a fastball in, cuts it off. And drives in the 4th run of the ball game. As you said, all this with 2 quick outs. Darren Sutton, Diamondbacks swinging it well here in front of the home folks. They had a good road trip offensively up until the last 2 games in Washington.
Yep.
And like I said, a lot of times, Darren, it's a long road trip and it was one of those excruciatingly hot East Coast days yesterday afternoon in D.C. I think, well, you never want to make the excuse, but as a former player, we're all guilty of it, and maybe getting ahead of ourselves, looking forward to getting home after 11 days on the road and looking forward to seeing the wives, the girlfriends, the kids, the friends. And maybe just like a horse sniffing the barn, just got caught looking ahead yesterday. That one's Right 3, but not before the D-backs get a run. It's 4-0.
Our Aflac trivia question for you. Name the 3 teams with the most no-hitters thrown in Major League Baseball history, franchise history. Most no-hitters, of course, the New York Mets have never thrown one. What are the teams that have done the most, thrown the most?
Surprised Matt Williams hasn't texted me already with the Mets.
Well, unfortunately, that'd be the wrong answer. Don't forget to visit us on Twitter. D-backs Booth gets signed up. We'll see how you guess tonight. D-backs Booth on Twitter. And the senior manager in charge of that website is actually going with us on this next road trip, so we'll actually be updating from the road.
Oh, that's exciting news.
Thought you'd appreciate that. Get an update on this last trip, because we don't know how to. 2-1 the count.
Unfortunately, you are correct.
Castillo takes a strike from Davis, who very quietly just keeps plodding along, going about his business. 48 pitches for the left-hander. Boy, pretty good pitch there.
Just a change up. Looked like it stayed around belt high. Jerry Davis, the home plate umpire, caught it a little too high. So a 3-2 count here to lead off the 4th. Castillo's put a couple of good at-bats now on Doug Davis. 9-pitch single in the first inning.
This time Reynolds is challenged. Nothing yet, huh, from Matty?
Well, let me take me a look. See.
Castillo earns himself a walk.
Third baseman David Wright.
And so now David Wright.
Oh, here it is, Darren. Matt speaks. Just got a text from him. His guess is the Washington Nationals.
Yeah, no.
Oh, Matt Williams.
Just sent it up.
I'm sorry, Matt, but the Nationals have only been around a little over, what, 4 years now?
That's a tough guess. If you know Matt's number, tell him, send him out a text. It's hard for Gracie to respond during the game. Send him out a text there and tell him he got the trivia question wrong. He always finds out what it is, even if he's down below. Got a lot of people. And he tells him that there are a couple of people out on the base paths. One for two in the game for Wright.
Right fielder.
He just sits back on that back leg, Darren. Lets the ball travel, and watch how quickly that bat just explodes through the zone. Finishes high. And first and second, nobody out here, and Jeff Francoeur going to take his rips now here off of Doug Davis. Doug Davis, a ground ball master, though.
Oh, and 1 to count. Francoeur, as we mentioned, when he walked in today up for the challenge of the mind games and go on to facing Doug Davis, the craftiness.
Oh,
curveball 0-2. Isn't it interesting? You're not facing a guy that throws 98. You're thinking about him just as much, if not more. And he tries to get him to chase up. 1-2, the count. Francoeur said the last time he faced him in New York, he found him the next day and was chirping at him the entire time during batting practice. I'll get you. Fouls that one off. 1-2, the count. We've talked about guys like Doug Davis, Jamie Moyer. You snapping your bat on the bat rack, slamming your helmet down.
Yeah, they lead the league in curse words in the opposing dugout.
And they love it. That one is high, 2-2 the count.
I would imagine Jamie Moyer probably had a few choice words for his organization today. He got sent to the bullpen. Pedro Martinez now in the starting rotation for the Philadelphia Phillies.
It's interesting you make a move like that and you get younger. You add Pedro to your rotation and you get younger. The 2-2. Just got a piece of that breaking ball. Come on, kids. We can get him. We can get that pesky Jeff Francoeur. Just missed with a straight fastball there.
And a full count now on the nearly unwalkable Jeff Francoeur.
You said it. Used to be that he never ever walked. He will on occasion now. And I mean just on occasion. 15 this year. Three and 2 the count. Doug trying to do his best Houdini. Opponents hit just .210 against him with runners in scoring position. High fly left field. And Ortiz coming on, and he makes the play for the out. As we said earlier, Davis won that battle, and when he walked through the clubhouse door, Jeff Francoeur looking ahead and thinking a lot about Doug Davis.
Not sure if he's going cutters in, curveballs away, or curveballs away, cutters away, changeup. I don't know, but I'm going to try to see one pitch somewhere in the zone. I'm going to try to hit the crap out of it somewhere. But you know, he's such a fun guy to face because you know you're going to get a challenge every at bat, and you know he never gives in 2-0, 3-1, and it can be a nightmare on a hitter. But you know, hopefully we'll go out and get some runs off him a little better than we did a couple weeks ago.
What a great attitude. Looking forward to the battle. Such a fun guy to face. This is what he got him on, Grayson.
And he went with the 3-2 curveball, got him off the end of the bat. Like he said, he never gives in, 3-1 or 3-2. And what giving in means is just rearing back and going with the fastball on 3-1 and 3-2. And he got the curveball and he got him off the end of the bat. So the crusty old veteran got him again.
Oh, that one's belted center field. Power ball man still has to play it off the wall. Gets tied up now. And both runs will score. All the way into third now. The throw and the slide is in there. Fernando Tatis with 3 bags. And it's 4-2. Tatis, 28 RBIs now. Wright and Castillo both score.
Well, Davis just gets a lot of plate with a fastball. Gerardo Parra runs out of room in that deep center field. And it gets by. Once it gets by the bare hand try, Tatis going to be on third base. Mel Stottlemyre going to come out and have a conversation with his left-hander. And right back storm the New York Mets.
We've talked a lot about Dan Herron and what he is maybe trying to do to tweak his struggles his last 4 starts. Doug, one of the things he has done going into his last handful of starts, which by the way have been very good, on 1.89 ERA. He hasn't thrown bullpens at all now. He rarely, if ever, is throwing in between starts on the mound.
Well, your arm's only got so many bullets in it over the course of a season.
He's been going off flat ground. If he wants to work on something mechanically, he does. Good breaking ball. Well, that's harder than he'll usually throw the breaking ball there. Love to leave that runner at third. Big challenge, though, for Davis. He's got him 0-2 now.
Well, when you get a first pitch curveball from Doug Davis like this, you just get buckled at strike one. Now you're thinking, well, he's going to throw me another one, isn't he? Nope, I'm going to throw you a fastball, and he was very tardy. Now it's 0-2. Diamondbacks are conceding the run on the infield. They're all back.
The 0-2. Got him with a breaking ball. 3 in a row.
That didn't take long, did it?
Looked like he tilted his arm down just a little bit. I mean, he was really trying to throw a swing and miss, not a get-me-over breaking ball.
That's a good 0-2 breaking ball right there. It's just out of the zone, but it's tantalizing. Daniel Murphy, no chance. Yeah, he dropped down a little bit, it looked like, maybe to 3/4. That's about as good a sequence as you can put on a lefty-on-lefty situation there, Danny.
3 pitches in a row, breaking ball, fastball, breaking ball. Omir Santos, excellent cut fastball. It was in. But if he hits it, nothing is done with it. That's an empty feeling, you bet, for a hitter.
Those are those cuss words we talk about.
Foul ball.
Missed a double down the line. Yeah, but Doug Davis, Jamie Moore, they don't throw all that hard. But they just have the ability to get the big strikeout or get the big pop up with a guy on third base and less than 2 outs.
The 1-1. Breaking ball tapped. Here comes Mark Reynolds. Plays it. It's Belton. Shoots it on across. Doug allowed a pair, but he kept that final runner at third. Big strikeout and a ground out. Flag trivia question on our D-backs booth Twitter page. Kyle Stevens wants to guess the Dodgers. The Dodgers is his guess. Oh, very well done. There you go, the Dodgers, Red Sox, and White Sox. Now, there's a couple of guys, Dan Collins and Tom Dukerich, who answered, or Dukerich, on our website, who got him exactly right, with all the numbers laid out. And so they're guys that are after my own heart, because I know they looked up the answers.
In other words, yes, they pulled a Darren Sutton and went, well, right to the computer to find out.
So Dan, Tom, that's the way you do it.
No, that's not really the way you do it.
That's exactly how you do it. Laura as well. Laura Harner looked up all 3 answers.
Yeah.
Well done. Sign up on D-backs booth on Twitter. Taking you with us on this road trip. I mean, what a road trip you're coming on with us. It is a road trip for the ages.
We got a heck of a trip coming our way. That 1-game series in Atlanta.
I love that 1-gamer.
Just started.
Yeah.
That's. Then we'll shuffle up to Philly.
Augie fouls that one off. 3-2 the count on Augie Ojeda. Looking forward to going to Houston. Always fun. Don't forget, if a Diamondback hits a long ball, this is the Gila River Casino's hit and win inning. If they hit that sign, $570,000 will be yours. Augie takes a shot at that sign.
He's going to get it.
No, he came up close. By the way, Gary Mason is our contestant tonight, so best of luck, Gary. Gila River, I should say, Casinos. Hello? Is this on? Hit and win sign. Let's find Mark McClune. Mark, what do you have for us?
Hate to jump in over the hot-hitting Doug Davis coming up, but getting out of the 4th inning for Doug Davis on the mound means he gets a lot tougher to hit. His ERA and opponent batting average dropped dramatically. Asked Mel Stoudemire why today, and he said that Doug Davis has been having a lot of sloppy bullpens prior to his starts. Always had. It kind of makes Mel Stoudemire pull his hair out, but he's encouraged him to really clean those up and be aggressive earlier in the game, and that way Doug can cut down on his walks. He's asked Doug to cut down on his walks by half. That'll cut down a run per game. I'm not sure if he asked him to go up to the plate and drive in a couple of runs, but Doug Davis certainly working on the things he and Mel Stoudemire talked about. And another thing to keep your eye on, if Doug Davis is, Mel Stoudemire told me this, if his arm and leg are moving to the plate kind of at the same time, kind of like dancing partners, that means he's locked in and into rhythm, and the 1 walk tonight pretty much shows that, guys.
Very well done. When you're not doing a lot of work on a mound between starts, look out over there. When you're just kind of working on flat ground and focusing on mechanics, those are the kind of things you can tweak even more. 1-2 the count. You can jump in anytime you want, Mark McClune, especially when I can't say Gila River Casino, you wascally wabbit. Hello?
Elmer Fudd can say it that way.
Is this on? Little tapper, and it's to the right side. Anyone?
Hello?
1-2 the count. For the Mets, 2 runs on 3 hits and an error. They've stranded a pair. For the Diamondbacks, 4 runs, 6 hits, and no errors. Dougie goes down on strikes. Taking a look at our Quest high-speed internet, high-speed pitch. Mike Pelfrey and Doug Davis, neither one a surprise, both getting up near the top end. Now, I know Mark Gray's very surprised. Doug able to reach down to get 88 miles an hour.
That's a pretty good-sized fastball for Doug.
You bet.
But he's, even though Doug doesn't throw hard, you would have to consider him a quote-unquote power pitcher. He throws a lot of fastballs.
I would agree. Both these guys.
Mm-hmm.
Here's Stephen Drew, or Stephen Dwu, as I like to call it. Hello?
It's got a nice little ring to it.
One.
He even got Chris Snyder cracking up at him.
Stephen rolls it to the right side. Luis Castillo in time for the out. Double D going back to work. Hello? was thinking about everything. He was thinking about being in the box. Where would he go outside of the box? And the battle was won that time by Doug Davis. It's been in his head all day. And there was eventually a brief smile there from Jeff Francoeur. It was short-lived, but a brief one. And certainly when you're facing a guy like Doug Davis and the craftiness that goes along with it, you better not think in the box the whole time or you're in big trouble. That pitch is low. 2-0 the count to Anderson Hernandez. There's an energy that emanates from that gentleman that's infectious. It's always been there when he bounces around the locker room. He was looking for you today, Gracie. I know you passed and saw a lot of the Mets, but you missed him. And
he's going to get me tomorrow.
He's looking for Mark Grace.
He's just a good guy to be around.
He can wear some bedhead too, by the way.
And that's not because of his ball cap.
Oh no.
No, that's his walk around. You know, that's his do right there.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. He's a bedhead kind of guy. Matter of fact, I think his new nickname is going to be from a character when my daughter used to watch a show. Jeff Francoeur's now Major Bedhead. That's his new nickname.
Well, never heard of him.
How do you feel? See? That's the kind of look we're talking about.
Well, that's one of those faux hawks, isn't it?
Pitcher Mike Pelfrey.
There was a show when my daughter was
a little Kramer in him, doesn't he?
A little bit. My oldest was about 3 or 4, called The Big Comfy Couch. There was a character on that show by the name of Major Bedhead. Grounded out to Mark Reynolds. Waiting for somebody to get the I'll just take the out in front of me. Nice job by Mark Reynolds there.
Kind of making me wonder there where Augie Ojeda was. The second baseman, because that is a double play ball, bigger than life.
You bet. Mark just had to take the out that was there.
Well, Augie must be thinking bunt, and he just doesn't get over there in time. So finally, Mark Reynolds couldn't wait any longer because Anderson Hernandez runs very well, who was at first. So no double play. Reynolds had no choice. Got to get an out.
If I may take it a step further, I think last year and his rookie year, certainly his first year, he might not have calmly made that play.
Very well said.
Bouncing ball. And in time for the out.
He just chewed up Angel Pagan right there with another cutter in. Angel Pagan has been jammed 3 times now. He's going to have to go into his locker, maybe find some new thumbs. One more big out to go here, and Luis Castillo has seen about 30 pitches tonight from Doug Davis. He's singled and walked. They have battled and battled tonight.
The 1-0 breaking ball is away. 2-0 the count. Doug trying to leave that runner at third. The Mets have 3 hits. The Diamondbacks with 6. New York has stranded a pair. Arizona 3. Hitters count 2-0. And that's why he threw that. And it missed him, and he was hoping he'd offer it a pitch in. Got David Wright waiting in the on-deck circle. See Doug, he can work from the windup with a runner at third. He will take a look, though. Some pitchers will opt to stay in the stretch all the time with a runner on. There's a strike. But there are others who, if they are given the chance with that runner at third, they'd rather go back to the windup.
Old school.
Again, he'll take a look over there. He's looking at him right now before he winds. Tapper. Augie Ojeda is there. All the cast of characters having fun in that inning. There's Shoes. Of course, he plays a leading role, and our good friend, Major Bedhead. Glad to have you back at the ballpark. Our Ride Now Power Sports Pool Camp. Taking a peek out there. Good to have great supporters, good friends, and our great partners with Ride Now Power Sports. Trent Olchin takes a breaking ball. Low strike. 0-1 the count. Olchin lined to center and grounded out to third. Let a ball travel deep into his stance, but rolled out to third back in the second inning. You get a feeling, Gracie, we've only seen him a handful of games, that strikeouts aren't a big part of his game.
He's just one of those guys. He knows he's got good speed, and if he can keep the ball on the ground, he can utilize his speed. That's his game. He said he's a leadoff type of guy. When he was trying to describe his game, described to you in Pittsburgh when he just got called up, and he said, well, I'm going to just do what I do. And well, you had to ask, well, what is it you do?
Yes, he was keeping it simple. There's no doubt about that.
And what he does is puts an at bat on the pitcher. Rick doesn't chase out of the zone very often. Gets something he can handle and swats it somewhere, and then uses those God-given legs. And he is a very accomplished base stealer as well, and he's got a 3-1 count.
274 at bats this year in AAA as a leadoff hitter. Hit .314. Shoots that one into the seats. Talk about guys that have timing. Like Clay Zavada had really good timing. Certainly has a lot of ability, but had really good timing as well. This guy's been the opposite. Finally has pretty good timing. Shoots that one for a base hit. He's hustling all the way around. Look at Trent Olchin. A head first slide and a two-bagger. Hustle like that, he will quickly become one of the fan favorites.
Well, Fernando Tatis got caught not knowing who was the hitter. Okay, there we go. And he's going to get some all-out hustle. He's thinking two the whole way. And then that extra gear, Darren Sutton, that I never possessed, kicked in, and he turned what would have been a single for 9 out of 10 players into a leadoff double. That's great stuff. And Tatis got caught, well, just kind of getting a little lazy with it out there in left field. There's Tatis. Okay, I got it. Okay, well, that's a double. Thank you very much. That's all it takes. Don't take anything for granted. You know what happens when you assume, Darren Sutton?
Oh, I heard that back in 3rd grade from
Yeah.
my teacher.
Well, I'll
Mrs.
break it out
Riggins.
on you.
College baseball coach as well used to say it a lot. I just assumed, Coach Lowe, that'd be a good pitch to throw there. Well, you know. Fouls that one off, and that one put in the broadcast booth. A couple of boos down. That one is foul back. Howie Rose over there, by the way, the Mets radio broadcast.
Is that Howie make that play over there? There he is. Attaboy, Howie. Good man.
Oh, he made a great play. Thank goodness that the Mets, they travel some great defenders, unlike the Diamondbacks, who travel the likes of Mike McNally and Steve Gilbert in the
Still haven't made a play.
baseball information. High pop to the right side. Boy, they are just stubborn with Parra up. That's the first time he's made any kind of contact, and hasn't done a lot with it. And the booth a little bit higher in New York, away from foul balls.
Howie Rose?
That's it.
No, that's it. Wave the white napkin.
Waving the recycled napkin. That means I'm out.
Howie does a good job with the Mets. Oh, man. Oh, we're starting to get a little clever. We're starting to get a little clever. That's a big league sign right there, Darren. Let's not kid ourselves.
Now, that's the kind of sign we're looking for tomorrow night in the Redhead section.
Boo.
Hit one
for Tucson. Yeah, hit one for Williams. Hit one for Flagstaff. Maybe even Yuma.
Good call right there.
Walking a right-handed batter to get to a left-handed batter. Well, you're going to start seeing it, Darren. Doggone it, Mark. If you just didn't hit so many homers, this wouldn't happen.
That is only the 3rd intentional walk this season issued to Mark Reynolds. He may have 3 more by the end of this week. And Aretha Franklin singing Respect.
I think Jerry Manuel saw enough in Citi Field. He saw Mark Reynolds hit 4 long balls in one series there. Now, I know it was a 4-game series, Darren Sutton, but didn't he sit one of those games out?
Well, he only played in 3 games. The all-time Citi Field record for homers, and it's a brand new park. Gary Sheffield, Fernando Tatis, David Wright, they each have 5. That one belted. On the center field, going back and making the play out there is Pagano. Tagging and heading to 3rd is Olcher. So
Continue.
Montero leaned on that one, but a defender was there. Well, Sheffield's played 43 games there, Tatis 43, and David Wright 54. Second on the list, all-time home runs at Citi Field is Daniel Murphy. 52 games there. He has homered there 4 times. And he is tied with Mark Reynolds, who has played in 3 games at Citi Field. 4 homers. And, of course, he has as many homers as the Mets since July 26th.
Like I said, Jerry Manuel probably saw enough on that last road trip, so I'm not going to let him beat me anymore. I'm going to make Miguel Montero, who had doubled twice tonight, going into that at-bat. Sometimes you just have to play hunches, and Jerry Manuel got away with that one.
Chad Tracy popped to 3rd, then singled in a run in the 3rd. On the 8-game road trip, Chad had 7 hits, hit 241, with a pair of RBIs. Romero waits on deck. You can't sit tight on this lead, folks. That one is belted into right field. Reynolds is on the roll, so he'll stumble a bit, but head to 3rd. Right there with the slide. Chad Tracy with a 2-out RBI. His second get in as many at-bats. Man, those feel good for the home team.
Well, if you're going to walk Mark Reynolds, that means you're going to have to face Miguel Montero and somebody else. That somebody else is Chad Tracy. He just hit a lightning bolt on one hop. As you said, Reynolds was on the move. So that worked out awfully well. Reynolds was straight stealing. He just said, heck with it. And Olchin comes around to score. So taking that extra base, Olchin ends up paying dividends.
Good point. Going all the way back to the hustle of Olchin to start the inning off. That one smoked on the center field, but right to Pagan. Olchin, the intentional walk to Reynolds, and then Chad Tracy, Big Red, getting it going. It's a Redhead section. Redhead seats still available, by the way. Of course, it's a $20 ticket. You get a T-shirt. Sit in that fan section. Only 2 more this year. Gracie and I will be coming out to visit to our open, and we are bringing the goods. Free tickets, a Mark Reynolds autographed baseball, along with some other good old-fashioned prizes to give away. So we want to see great signs, great hats, great wigs, whatever you like to wear. And my other thing for the Redheads, if I may quickly, and I'll be brief because an all-star sitting, wear the shirt you're given, please. A lot of folks kind of mixed bag, they love that they put it in their bag. Wear the shirt.
That's what it's there for.
We kind of all have to have our community together, and we have to know who's who. And you will love tomorrow's shirt. It's been kept under wraps. So we'll see you in the Redhead section. Just call the D-backs ticket office. Ask to sit in the Redhead section. Hop online, dbacks.com/redheads. Gracie and I will be coming to see you tomorrow night. And you will be seeing things like David Wright against Max Scherzer. All right, Dougie got a run. He's at 85 pitches. What does he have for David Wright? Curveball misses away.
3-1. The offense did a good job of answering the Mets' 2 spot. With one of their own in the 5th. And a leadoff walk.
Taking a peek up high, our APS rooftop solar camp. We all remind you, if you're able, install solar panels on the roof of your home. Make that heating and cooling down a lot easier on your electric bill. And visit APS.com too to learn how to manage your bill. Something I learned on a couple of homestands ago. Good friends and partners. Here is Jeff Francoeur. Pops it up. Fires that bat away. Over to make the play is Romero.
Not so happy right now is Jeff Francoeur.
No, it's or Major Bedhead, as we like to call him.
Wow. Looks like Steve Martin, and I'm not a big Clown fan either.
That was somewhat disturbing to you, I guess.
I didn't like it at all, and I'm kind of disturbed that you would compare our good friend Jeff Francoeur to, well, to that clown.
He's a good man, Major Bedhead.
Nothing big league about him. I mean, was he nice?
Unbelievably nice.
Okay.
Just like he is.
I'm sorry, Jeff. Major Bedhead. Come on.
2-0 the count. Good pitch in.
I think Doug right there just said, heck with it. I'm tired of trying to move it around. I'm just going to rear back and throw it down the middle, and that's exactly what he did, and he got strike one on Tatis. Tatis drove both Mets runs home in the fourth inning with a triple.
Fouls that one off. You know, we have a lot of fun with Jeff Francoeur. Obviously, he's a classy kid. He's a talented athlete. But as we mentioned, he had a couple of years in the big leagues, and like Chris Young, was sent down to the minor leagues when he started to struggle. And it was interesting. That's one of the reasons I went and found him, to ask him about the experience. Now, he only stayed for a couple of days and came back after a 3-game series. And he is going to, here in a moment, help us shed some light on how he felt and how maybe Chris Young feels. Driven back to the bag. Remember, Francoeur was a guy who hit 29 homers, drove in 103. 19 homers, drove in 105, and then found himself back in the minor leagues. Two-two. Breaking ball shot, and it's foul. Look at that play.
That's a nice backhand right there down the right field line. Who we got down there tonight, Darren Sutton?
Yeah, that's funny you would ask. That's Ron Pennington.
Nice job, Ronnie.
Mark Reynolds is there to make the play for the out. Let's go back inside that dugout and think about what's maybe going through Chris Young's mind. Remember, Jeff Francoeur sent down after succeeding in the big leagues. Here's his thoughts.
You know, anytime you've been there for 2 or 3 years, got a contract, or, you know, been known to have a great year, hit 29, 32 home runs, you know, when you get sent down, it's humbling. It's, you know, embarrassing to a guy first. But, you know, as we were talking earlier, you know, I got sent down on July 4th, July 3rd, played the 4th, in front of 10,000 fans, and had to sign autographs for 2.5 hours. So, you know, talk about a humbling experience right off the bat. But, you know, if you take it, you know, like I said, you might not be happy with it, you know, which I'm sure you're not anytime. But if you learn from it, you know, if you have a good attitude, go out and work your butt off, like I said, even though you're not happy, of course, like anybody's going to, if you work hard, usually you'll come out on the end looking pretty good.
That's a kid that gets it.
Curveball drops in there. Why is that?
Well, it's just because of what he just said. You got to go down there. You got to work your fanny off. You got to go down there, even though you're not happy about it. And we don't expect Chris Young to be happy about it.
It's a stolen base. Pitch was high and in. Just overthrew it. Continue your thoughts, though.
Yeah, you don't expect Chris Young to be happy about being sit down. Yeah, you expect him to be. Whoa! You expect him to be embarrassed as David Wright steals second base to get in scoring position with 2 outs. And I'm sure a lot of eyes are going to be on his work ethic. See what kind of teammate he is for the Reno Aces.
The teammate part of it, that's a good call.
Absolutely.
There.
It all comes into play. How hard's he going to work? How's his attitude? Does he get to the ballpark and do his conditioning? Does he get in the weight room? Does he do all the things he did at the major league level? Is that one misses for ball 3?
This is what we're talking about. I know a lot of you folks probably just coming home. This is what occurred earlier today. It's a tough year. Rusty Ryle can play just about anywhere. Everyone else really honestly just moves up the depth chart. Ryle doesn't replace Young in center field. That's where Parra's playing. Breaking ball just got a piece of it. Remember, coming out of spring training, Connor Jackson, Eric Burns, Chris Young, and Justin Upton were the 4 outfielders. None of them are currently on the active roster.
Isn't that truly amazing?
And by the way, Connor's on his way to A-ball. Starts spring training all over again after battling valley fever. He'll be back in September. 3-2. A little chopper. Stephen Rue is there. Fields and fires. He got him, and Dougie works out 100 pitches tonight. Rewind. AT&T, the nation's fastest 3G network. AT&T, your world delivered. We deliver you into the bottom half of inning number 6, with Arizona leading it by a score of 5-2. You know Mark McClune, that man's Mark Grace. I'm Darren Sutton from Chase Field in downtown Phoenix. And we thank all of you for inviting us again into your living room this evening. We trust that early on in this week it's been a good one thus far. And all you kids, you had a good first day of school today. A lot of you went back to school today. And congratulations. You made it through all the nerves and the butterflies, and you looked around, you saw your friends, and you realized, I missed you guys.
And Darren, I want to be the first to congratulate you and all those parents out there that their children had their first day of school today. Congratulations. We got our homes back. A
lot of these youngsters are, even though they were up early going to school, getting a reward of going to a ball game with mom or dad or their grandparents.
That's another great thing, Darren, about the 6:40 starts here.
Good call.
I mean, especially during the school year. Awesome.
Augie fouls that one back.
Better chance for the kids to stay for the whole ball game.
All right. Did you get your homework done? If you got it done, you get to go to the game. Let me come in. Let me check it.
Well, Augie's fans right there, but fans, don't miss the next bobblehead giveaway on Saturday, September 12th. The first 25,000 fans to the game will receive an Augie Ojeda bobblehead, courtesy of Gila River Casino there in Sutton. Plus, 10 lucky fans will receive a bobblehead that's been autographed by Augie. Get tickets today by calling 602-514-8400 or visit dbacks.com. Augie, Augie, Augie.
Oi, oi, oi. I'll tell you what a great read that was, Gracie.
Thank you.
You really brought the energy there.
Well, I did.
The subject matter was good. The humility, as you can hear, was right on track. The 0-1. Dougie puts it on the ground. Streaking through the bag. They just got a piece of him there. Our Mercedes-Benz E-Class attention assist of the game. He assisted himself. I could have told you this would happen. Doug Davis smiling. Doug Davis raking.
Come on, Dougie. Those are two pretty big runs right now, if you ask me, Darren.
You bet.
Do all the laughing you want, but the guy's throwing a very good ball game. 2 runs through 6 innings, and he's driven in a couple.
Breaking ball is low. 1-0 the count. Anyway, to finish the thought, looking forward to that bobblehead giveaway. You fans selected Augie as the fan selected bobblehead giveaway. AJ doing some mentoring there with Gerardo Parra, who's had a tough night. Well, he has his vice president of player development hat on there, doesn't he? And his arm around him, talking to him. I spent a couple of days with him in spring training, up close and personal. He spends a whole day with the kids that way. Well, they're not kids now. But then again, some of them are. Stephen Drew gives that one around. Deep center field, going back is He's got room. He puts it away. We played 6 at Chase Field. The Diamondbacks lead the Mets by a score of 5-2. Playing some practice games, the Hall of Fame game the other day. Everything you knew about fantasy football is about to change. Introducing the all-new Fox Fantasy Football with more customizable features and new ways to play. Log on to foxsports.com on MSN and join the next generation of fantasy football. It's coming right around the corner. On the gridiron, Cardinal fever, Gracie has it. Lion fever, I have it.
Lion fever, what?
Oh, I told you, that's my team. I've adopted the Detroit Lions.
They're terrible.
No one's going to call me a front runner, are they?
Well, but then again, as a Cardinal fan, I got told that a lot for years and years. Not anymore.
Oh, no.
No, I landed once those Heels hit, once those tires hit the runway last night, I got right in my car, drove right up to Flagstaff.
Boy, I tell you, spent the whole day there.
Doggone right. Oh, Coach Wiz has got him looking good up there.
We were up this morning with him at the breakfast.
I was holding the blocking dummies. I'll tell you what, that big Darnell Dockett put me on my wallet. Couldn't hold him back.
No, but there's plenty of padding in that wallet. Mark Reynolds gobbles it up. And on across the diamond in time for the out. Erasing Omer Santos. I know you were at the training table this morning. What were the guys eating for breakfast?
Well, I'll tell you what. They do more than carb load.
Yeah?
Oh, man. You should see what those guys can put away.
Steak and eggs?
Well, yeah.
Oatmeal?
Filet mignon and eggs.
Really?
Yeah.
Egg substitute or the real thing?
The eggs Benedict, at least triple servings. A lot of hollandaise sauce flying.
Flying?
Oh. I mean, they were, honestly, you had to put speed bumps at the buffet line for those guys.
How's Beanie looking?
Well, he didn't get out there. I did massage his ankle a little bit this morning. He thanked me. But he's not quite ready yet. He's not going to play in game one.
All right.
Coach Wisenut and I talked about that.
Bouncing ball, base hit left field. The 500 home run resume, Gary Sheffield, with long strides towards home plate, the veteran. And he will pinch hit in the pitcher's spot. And all I know is in the Motor City, Millen out, Stafford in. That's all I need to know.
Now, Matt Millen did such a good job there. He's going to be missed in the Motor City. No, he won't.
Honolulu Blue, baby.
Well, the only football up there are the Wolverines. Strike one for Doug Davis. I'll tell you what, watch out for Michigan. Much improved under Rich Rodriguez.
Gary Sheffield gives it a ride. Deep left field to the corner. Guess who's got room? It's Trent Olson. Pushing it all the way back in. Sheff giving it a go, but he came up empty. And so Sheffield erased, right now relegated to a pinch hitting role.
Well, gets in on him just a shade, just enough for Trent Olson to run it down about 328 feet away. Yeah, attaboy. Doug getting a little animated out there. I like that. Tell you what, there's some closing speed out there in left field, too, for Trent Olson. Plays a good left field.
Classic catch of the baseball, two-handed.
Like they teach him in Sydney.
Pagan hits it a mile high, so Sheffield doesn't reach 510 career home runs, and Pagan is 0 for 4. Doug, though, crosses the finish line of 7 solid innings. It's a good football talk there as well.
Light Diamond Club, we get set for the post-game show. Quest Diamondbacks Live. And Greg, you're going to give us a little demonstration. Doug Davis pitching very well tonight once again. And the cutter, one of his key pitches. Tell us what you're going to show the viewers tonight.
We'll just show you the grip. I mean, we know the curveball grip. We know the fastball grip. The cutter is just an offshoot of the fastball. And we'll go over that tonight and show how effective it's been for Doug Davis tonight.
We'll see that in Zeke's zone, and maybe we'll even show you his 2-run double in the post-game show tonight, guys.
Well, looking forward to that, and certainly looking forward to joining those folks. Quest Diamondbacks Live, our post-game show. What's your favorite 1980s TV show? Looking ahead to 80s night, of course, on Saturday. Almost there. On Monday night, we take a look ahead to Saturday. You could see that Cheers, of course, is doing very well.
Not an ounce of sarcasm in my partner there. Already propping up Saturday, huh?
No way. Goodness gracious. Trent Wilson drives it deep right field. This young man has done in his brief time in the major leagues. It took him nearly a decade to get here.
Well, he's got $1 million smile. He's had every reason to have. He has been nothing but nails ever since he got to the big leagues. What was it, 5 days ago?
That's exactly right.
3 homers, a double here tonight. I'm sure you're going to give everybody his total statistics.
Well, it's just rolling on and on. He now has 8 hits in the big leagues. 8 hits, Gracie, and 19 at bats. He got 3 homers, as you said. He's got a pair of stolen bases. You were just speaking of the solid left field that he plays, which is very important in an outfield that now doesn't have Young or Jackson or Upton.
Or Burns.
That's exactly right.
Oh, Darren, guess what? Are tacos on the bill of fare in Australia?
You bet they are.
Do Australians like tacos?
Yes, you bet.
Well, guess what, folks? Eat up. Eat up.
Elmer descends, gives it up. Trent Olchin says, eat up, Arizona.
Fastball in, a high, towering. Francoeur gives it everything he's got. What an effort there by Francoeur. Look at Josh Weitzel. Come on. Ryan Roberts always right there. Yeah. He's still smiling. Oh, there they are. I like the hard shell tacos.
Do you now?
Yeah. What about you?
Oh, I like the soft tacos. I drove and picked up 6 of them today. Now we won't have to pay for them tomorrow. Just buy the drink.
It's a beautiful thing. Buy the large drink. And I don't order mine with arms. I don't like my tacos with arms. No.
That's your loss, my friend.
Nothing good about those. Enjoy it, son. You're making it look easy, and it's not.
Pitches away. 2-0 the count to Mark Reynolds. Better look out over there on the left side of the infield. 2 balls, no strikes. 6-2 the score. Mark was intentionally walked for just the 3rd time this year in the 5th inning. He'll have 3 more within a week.
Is that your call? Elmer still got good quick feet. He almost got Gerardo Parra there. Almost caught him napping.
Bale was all set to send him on around. You can see the numbers for Ellenberg descend to the veteran right-hander. Looking out of the bullpen, well-traveled veteran. Mark, as we mentioned with regard to those home runs and the tie with Albert Pujols at 36. Pujols and his Cardinals have defeated the Reds 4-1. Albert 1 for 3 tonight without a long ball. His team did win. That one is in. 3-1 the count. The 3-1 broke his back. Good pitch down and in right field. Fine play by David Wright. That's twice tonight that he has made sure his old teammate, his good buddy, would not be able to get there. Howard, Chaz Roberts, cool play. Hampton Roads boys, they played together. Yeah, that's not mattering right now. There's that look. Miguel Montero. You know, the kind of reoccurring character on our show, and certainly a good friend of the show because he's one of our bosses, Jim Weber, part of the ownership group.
Right.
I heard him a moment ago. He's now taking a walk around the ballpark. Saw him walk up the aisle. As that one is fouled off. All of a sudden chanting, Aussie, 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 oi, 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 instead of Augie, 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 in honor of Trent Olchin's home run.
Really now?
How about that?
Well, if anybody can do it, it's Jim Weber. I just can't see him jumping off Augie's bandwagon.
I think he's just riding a couple of bandwagons.
Yeah, he's been known to be a front runner. Really? Aussie, Aussie, Aussie. Oi, oi, oi.
That's exactly right. You could hear the fans, too, joining him.
Goodness gracious.
What a boss.
Why not?
Stays in the yard. Now Mount is over for a ground rule double.
Three doubles tonight from Miguel Montero. He just continues to shine here. And he gets a hanging breaking ball and just smokes it about 410 feet away. On one bounce out to the right now pool area. C.B. Buckner right there holds up the 2 digits. And Miguel Montero, I'm sure Darren and Jim Weber will come up with something Venezuelan for an oi, oi, oi.
Chacarron.
Ah, yes. Ever since that hitting music ended, good things have happened.
Well, we just made sure we broke the punji. That's all. No more snakes.
Nay.
I'm just telling
Whoa.
you, these Mets,
I don't like snakes.
they were charming snakes. They were 13-2 in their last 15 games here in Arizona. And 2 of the count.
Not a big fan of Cobras. Nope. Glad they don't have them here in Arizona. I like Diamondbacks.
All right.
Not much into Cobras.
You can hear Matty, by the way. I wanted to show him. Matty was actually helping Jim a moment ago in the Aussie, Aussie, Aussie chant.
Was he?
He was all up, running up and down the aisles with Jim.
He and his beautiful wife, Erica. A lot to smile about tonight.
Send him a note if you have his number. Let him know that appreciate the cheers from home.
So Matt was down there leading the cheers, huh? For Trent Olchin. Attaboy, Matty.
Right fielder, Alex Romero.
He gets excited. You've heard him up here as my color analyst. Wouldn't you be excited? That kind of
I'd be
production.
very excited. Well, he's busy burying me about my me phone.
Oh, that's right. He does give you the hard time. I just, as you can sense, folks, I try and stay out of it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. He is the main stirrer of the pot, folks. He can't get enough of me and Maddie going at one another.
He's telling us to stop it. See?
Yep. My partner can stir it with the best of them. We call him the spoon.
High pop. Champion Diamondbacks like Mark Grace and Matt Williams always love for Diamondbacks to carry on and move forward with good, solid baseball. Oh, Aussie, 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 he says. Oi, oi, oi. Arizona presents Diamondbacks baseball, brought to you by Southwest Airlines. They're ready when you are. Go to southwest.com, grab your bag. It is on. And by Blimpie, America's sub shop. Heading on out to play left field, and folks cheering and letting them know welcome to Phoenix. Nothing wrong with acknowledging the fans. I like that. A little tug at the cap, Bill.
I'd like to see more of that.
I would too. I'm glad you said that.
I'd like to see more of the Diamondbacks. You know, if they get taken out of the game and they, you know, pitcher, the old school tip of the cap.
Just a brief thank you. That's all it is. There's, to me, nothing showboaty. It's actually honorable and old school.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying you got to blow kisses and all that kind of stuff. Just the tip of the cap. I like that. Good for you, Trent.
The work has been so good. I mean, so good for John Roush. And it's funny when you interview John, he says, you know, I'll be glad to do the interview with you. I just soon not talk about myself, though. I'll talk about my teammates. And we're having to continue to remind him that
he's doing really good.
You're really doing well, my friend. So it's a challenge to not ask about you, but just the numbers themselves and the confidence that he has garnered. Roush in his last 30 appearances has an ERA of 1.52. And Gracie, during that time, that's 29 2/3 innings. That's only 5 runs allowed in that time. He's on another string of 6 consecutive outings without being scored upon. Oh, this is going to be tough.
Gotta let it go foul if it will. Nothing you can do about that.
So Luis Castillo has a pair of hits, a walk, and a run tonight.
Tell you what, this ball went a good 70 feet in the air. There's absolutely nothing Reynolds or Roush or Montero can do about that. It finally comes down.
"30 infield hits. He is second in the National League with that total. No surprise, as David Wright takes a pitch. 1-0 the count. Ichiro has 48. Michael Bourne has 30 of Houston, and so does Luis Castillo. Ichiro with 48.
Met fans starting to get their chant going. They haven't had much to cheer about tonight.
Two 2-0 the count. This is a guy that'll get you cheering, David Wright. Bounced foul. Citi Field, beautiful, no doubt about
Gorgeous.
it. Doesn't quite have the edge, if you will, that Shea
It's not
did.
as loud.
No, I agree, not quite as loud. I think these first few years with corporations buying tickets, that wasn't Shea. That wasn't Shea at all.
Yeah. And with all the newer ballparks needing more expensive tickets, and it's just the way it is. But the corporate folks don't get as loud as the everyday folks.
Shea was always rocking and blue collar in comparison to Yankee Stadium.
Wholeheartedly agree.
Good vibe. Boy, could it be two. There's the double play.
Big John Roush just eats up David Wright with a fastball in. Reynolds to Ojeda. And on over to Chad Tracy. 2 quick outs. John Roush and the very dangerous David Wright bounces into a double play to kill any momentum that could have been.
The line on Doug, by the way, 7 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs earned, 3 walks, 2 strikeouts. As Frank Hoover waves over the top of that one, 0-2.
What a nasty slider that was from Roush. Goodness. Big fella's feeling it, Darren Sutton.
Yeah, you bet. For some reason, Jeff Francoeur and the Diamondbacks have not matched up well for that man. 212 lifetime against the Diamondbacks, worst of any team he's faced in the National League. As that one is low. But to finish the thought on Doug, in line to earn the win if in fact he hangs on. Dropped his ERA to 3.62 on the year. Roush's has been in the 3s for a while. Breaking ball, bouncing ball, staying back nicely. One final thought from Jeff Francoeur. How can a player be more peaceful in New York than Atlanta? That's where he was traded from. He explains.
Since I was 15, 16, everybody in Atlanta knew me from football and baseball in high school, big high school in Atlanta. And just, for 2.5, 3 years, everything was great. Driving in 100 runs, you're on top of the world. And then you run into a tough year. And for me, like I said, it never was the same. I never could get back to where I needed to be. And getting traded was a breath of fresh air. And, that's what Glavin, I stay in touch with Glav a lot. Glav called me that day and he said, you're going to have a lot less pressure on you in New York. And I know it sounds crazy, but he said, go up there and enjoy it and have fun.
I think it's tough sometimes playing in the big leagues in your hometown.
No question. I'm glad I never had to do it. Love my family, love my friends, love sleeping in my own bed. But nope, no thank you.
And we don't mean where you make your home. A lot of Diamondbacks are from other places, end up making their year-round home here and then play for the Diamondbacks. We mean where they lived all their formidable years. Elementary school, junior high, high school like Jeff did. That one down off the end of the bat. Diving play! Gerardo Parra learning center field on the fly. That's appropriate, isn't it? Learning center field on the fly. Glad to have you back at the ballpark. A quick look at our Nova Home Loans in-game box score. You can see the good work being done on down the line, and certainly Trent Olson, you can't help but notice what he has been accomplishing. Meantime, a moment to be had on deck as Rusty Allen Ryle, the young man out of Ponca City, Oklahoma, awaits his first big league at bat. It was something, as he arrived not too far before the game, I would imagine he was anticipating. Diamondbacks 14th round pick in 05. That heart is pounding right now, and he's about to get his chance.
He's going to start walking right about now for his first major league at bat. Good luck, son.
His father, Mark Ryle, Mark Dwayne Ryle, played in the big leagues. 1982, 5, 6, 87, 89, and 90. And so Dad now passes the torch to son, and congratulations. 0-1 the count. 103 games down in AAA Reno, 17 home runs, 70 RBIs, a .290 batting average, as that one is away, and an OPS of .874. Has played just about everywhere: left field, shortstop, third base, and second base. Hot shot, big league hit #1 for Rusty Ryle. He'll hustle it on around, throw on an anchor. Welcome to the big leagues, Rusty.
Well, they'll throw that ball over to the third base dugout in his very first at bat in the big leagues. Base hit. Throw it on in there, Lorenzo Bundy. Try to keep it away from Eric Burns. Uh-oh. He's got it. He's got it.
He had a little decoy there.
I told you got to keep it away from Eric Burns.
There it is. that the real deal? Look at
he
it.
threw it in the stands.
There it is. There's
his first big league
hit.
hit.
Big league hit. He just threw the ball away.
Oh, my goodness, Eric Burns, that dastardly rascal.
Now watch closely here. And here's the ball.
He catches it.
There it is. He's got it. Now watch the back pocket. Hiding. See? That's very good.
That's very good slide.
Used the rail very nicely there.
Oh, poor Rusty Ryle.
All right, got to get him healthy. He's officially bored.
That's what, remember I said, keep it away from Eric Burns. He's going to monkey around with it.
Isn't there a rehab assignment or something? What a moment, though, and congratulations to the young man. So sorry, Burns, he had to give the ball away.
He's taking over for Rick Sutcliffe as the guy to, well, just become an itch.
That one has popped up. Two and two, the count. Two and two, the count. Little number, it's a foul ball. Let's find Mark McClune down below. Some thoughts on the man with his first big league hit.
Yeah, just kind of passing along A.J. Hinch's thoughts from pregame, kind of comparing Rusty Ryle's road to the big leagues to Trent Olgen. Said that Rusty Ryle's a guy that had to repeat A ball. He had to repeat double A ball, a guy that could have packed it in and maybe given up. But I think it's all worth it getting that first big league hit after that long road to the big leagues.
A little chopper.
Oh, great.
Nobody home.
Oh, my goodness. Nobody over there covering. Not quite sure what happened there. And sliding in hard, going in good and hard, by the way. Kudos to Ryle there, making a nice hard slide. Not quite sure what happened with regard to covering the bag.
Well, Elmer DeSenz couldn't cover the bag because, well, he was busy making the play. And I believe Daniel Murphy, the first baseman, had come in to charge the ball just in case he had to get it. Nobody there now. Anderson Hernandez just without looking. There's just nobody home. Go ahead and throw it. Anderson Hernandez. Well, that's when you just have to eat anyway. There's no chance of a double play.
So Ryle is done. He goes in good and hard. Trent Olchen. By the way, Ryle got that call. His club, Reno, was in Omaha. Got the call at 2 a.m. that he was coming to the big leagues. Never went back to sleep.
Oh, I'll bet.
Never went back to sleep. That's pure adrenaline right there. Now, wherever they put him up here in town tonight, he'll sleep just fine. Thank you very much.
Well, Darren, I got that call at about 2 in the morning in Des Moines, Iowa, from Pete McCannon. You've heard that name before. He was my AAA manager. Hey, Mark, it's Pete. I want to congratulate you. You're going to the big leagues. Ha ha, Pete. Very funny. Click.
Wow.
Yeah.
Glad he called you back.
He did. And that was before the days of cell phones, so I hung up on him. No, I'm being serious. Huh? What? I didn't sleep either.
visit freecritterreport.com. The Marlins are playing fabulous baseball. After the sweep of the Philadelphia Phillies, they continue to roll. The Rockies steamroll the Cubs. The man that Gracie likes to call Tulo with a big night, 5 for 5 with 7 RBIs. And the Dodgers opening up a small little count in the Giants out of the gates. In Los Angeles, their first losing homestand of the season. Just wrapping that one up. Well done. More moments to savor tonight. And we kind of dig back up the question that is asked when your team drops to 18 games below 500 and you can't see the finish line anymore. What do you play for? Well, you folks watch tonight. I think you know the answer. There's everything to play for. There's major league debuts. There's the Trent Olchens of the world. There's Doug Davis. There's coaches and managers looking to continue to ensure their future in the big leagues. I know we bang that drum a lot, folks, but
it's true.
It's a commonly asked question, so we'll answer it a lot. This has been a fun game tonight for the home crowd and for the home team. Gonna have 3 more outs to put it to bed. Daniel Murphy puts it on the ground. Got a seeking fastball out over the plate. Let's see. Now we get the end to the Eric Burns "I threw your ball in the stand" saga. As Rusty Rao, he's got it. He's got the ball.
There you go. Stick it right in there. Now I hope Rusty knows that it's still really not safe from Eric Burns in his glove.
When's his rehab assignment, by the way? Can we get him out on rehab?
Yeah.
Come on, aren't you?
Burnsy probably plotting the next dastardly trick.
That ice cube. I mean, he's starting to take notes from Baxter.
I'm telling you, he probably, as Ryle came in, probably had that hand buzzer and probably got 100 volts right into Rusty Ryle's right hand. Good chance of that.
Slider is high, 1-1 the count. I do know that when Ryle had come in from batting practice, Burnsy handed him a cool drink. Big old cup with some water and some ice in it. Looked down, one of the ice cubes had a fly in it.
Oh, he pulled the old fly in the ice cube, huh?
That one is away. 2-1 the count. I'm at a ground ball here. Get a couple of outs with 1. Good pitch. 2-2 the count.
That one sank too much to get a ground ball. Right over the top of it goes Tatis.
Reliving that hit for his teammates. There's a slider. That's strike 3. Tomorrow it's Livan Hernandez against Max Scherzer. It's Miller Lite, What's Brewing, and then Oliver Perez against John Garland. That game being played in the daytime so that they can finish by the midnight deadline with Perez going.
Oliver likes to stretch it close to 4 hours. That was a big old sigh over there, big boy.
Bouncing ball, that's a fair ball. Anderson Hernandez rolls that one into the corner. Murphy's out front. They're going to send him on down to the cutoff man, and they hold it. And so Anderson Hernandez drives in a run. 7-3 the score.
Pretty piece of hitting right here from Hernandez. Just takes an elevated sinker and just swats it right down the line. And by the time Trent Olchen gets it in, it's 7-3 now. Mets with 1 out here in the 9th. Jeremy Reed. He's going to hit for Elmer Descends.
Reed just 1 for 4 on this road trip. And the count 0-1. Gracie, on a foul ball, what do you have there?
Follow the D-backs on your iPhone and iPod Touch with MLB.com at Bat 2009, featuring play-by-play and video highlights from Fox Sports Arizona and live audio broadcasts from KTAR Radio. Visit dbacks.com on your iPhone or iPod Touch to purchase. Thank you.
Well done, Mark Grace.
Thank you.
Well done. Had to kick us on over, and good stuff, the 0-2. Did he on the slider? He did not. Brian Gorman, the third base umpire. It's Jerry Davis, C.B. Buckner, Mike Everett, and Brian Gorman. Home all the way around to third.
Good to see Jeff Munn in the umpire's uniform.
Oh, you got a little separated at birth.
Oh, that's Jeff Munn.
There's money. Yeah. Sitting in the captain's chair tonight. Good for him.
He is in the governor's seat tonight. Steve Reich 3. Balls just blew away. 3.
So one more out to get, and Arizona will return to their winning ways.
Let's take us a look-see. Let's see if Jeff and Brian look the same. Oh, yeah. I have a feeling Jeff saw it.
Slider is high and in. 1-0 the count. Seven to 3 the score. Good heating, sinking fastball. 1-1 the count.
Well, after a long night and a long flight back from Washington, D.C., the boys have played a near flawless game tonight. Darren Sutton. Babies start dreaming even before they're born.
7 to 3 the score. The 1-1. Into right field, charging over. There is Romero. They score another run. Put a lid on this here. It's 7 to 4.
All that inning that all these closers love, that dreaded inning of work. And A.J. Hinch all of a sudden starting to pace a little bit. Get about 8 pieces of gum to chew.
Now Luis Castillo's had a nice night tonight. Over the inside, an angry fastball there. Singled, walked and scored, grounded out to second, and then singled again. A pair of hits tonight.
And Darren, do you really want the guy in the on-deck circle, David Wright,
no,
to have an at-bat this inning, representing the tying run?
There's your key. I'll face him.
Yeah, I think you really need to take care of Luis Castillo right here and right now for Chad Qualls.
Mark Reynolds is on the grass at third. That one slapped over his head, but into the seats it goes. You saw how quickly Olchin really closed into that corner. It's because with Castillo, real slap and go hitter, they are swung way around, playing him like a right-handed pull hitter.
And the fans starting to get on their feet now. They're trying to get behind Chad Qualls and these Diamondbacks. They've seen 8 2/3 of awfully good baseball here, Darren Sutton, and they want to make it 9 innings.
Runner moves up. A slider is taken. Just got a piece of it.
Somehow, that was a heck of a slider from Qualls. That's usually a swing and miss strike 3, but somehow Castillo was able to just get a slight sliver of it to stay alive.
Since July the 4th, the Diamondbacks are 19-13. Only the Yankees, the Angels, and the Phillies have a better winning percentage since that time in the game. They have more extra base hits than any team in the big league since then. Oh my goodness, just missed low. You bet I agree with you, man. How did he not even offer it this pitch?
Yeah, it's just a little bit low. But you're right. Somehow, some way, he took it for ball 3, and here we go.
3-2 pitch. Got it! And the Arizona Diamondbacks have won 4 of 5 against the New York Mets this season. The other good news is that Doug Davis creeps closer to that 500 record. He wins for the 7th time this year, and now Doug's last 4 starts have been fabulous. This, the final out.